All right, this is Brandon Allen with a Business Blueprint coaching tip. And today I want to talk a little bit about branding. And I want to talk about the #1 misconception about branding and where it starts. You see, most business owners, when they start a business, they think about their brand as a logo. They think about the brochures that they have for their company. They even think about putting up a website because, as my good friend Michael Drew says, if you don't have a website, you don't have a business. So you need a website, right? So most people freak out about branding and they start creating all this external images and websites and platforms to push their business forward. Well, the problem is branding actually starts from the inside out, not the outside in. So what do I mean by branding starts on the inside out? It means that there's a lot of things, there's 4 key elements actually that you need to get in order to brand from the inside out. The first thing is clarity, and that comes in the form of your mission, vision, and values. If you don't have your mission, vision, and values in place, you're not going to be able to really project that brand message clearly. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to have. The second thing you need to know is who is your audience? Who's your ideal client? Who do you want to be speaking to with regards to your brand message? That's going to be very important because depending on who your ideal client is, it's going to take a different type of personality depending on who you're speaking to. The third thing is your team. If your team doesn't understand where you want to go and doesn't have a particular brand understanding, they're not going to portray the brand correctly. So take Zappos, for example. Zappos is all about customer service. Well, if your team isn't dedicated to customer service, your brand promise is worthless. So you really have to make sure that you understand that. Okay, so the fourth thing is a major one. It's client experience. So you're building your brand, but how do you want the client to experience your product? Are they going to experience your product or service specifically online? Is it going to be offline? Is it going to be a combination of the two? And how do you want that to look? That's very important. So when you're building that client experience, you have to understand how that's going to affect your brand and what you're going to be known for as you create that client experience. Okay, when it comes to branding from the inside out, there are 4 key components. So the first one is clarity. Make sure you have that mission, vision, and value piece in place. The second thing is your audience. Who are you talking with? Because that's going to determine what personality you use with regards to your brand. The third one is your team. Make sure you have the right people on the bus to really convey your brand message properly. And the fourth one is client experience. It's so critical. If you want your brand to be conveyed in a certain way, you have to create the right client experience around that. And you have to understand that before you move forward with your brand and your brand promise. So, that's the 4 key components of your brand. Look at those for your business and really understand those so that you can push your brand powerfully forward. This is Brandon Allen with a Business Blueprint tip.